Miami, Florida.
When you see my city, you see Ocean Drive, you see Collins Avenue, you see palm trees, you see the beaches, you see the beautiful women, you see the luxury cars.
Now with breaking news out of Northwest Miami-Dade where a person has been found shot.
An investigation is underway after a fatal shooting that claimed the life of 19-year-old Malcolm.
You see, that's not my city. That's not Miami.
County with the lit read, Kansas City with the lit read. Real nigga jet check them bitch, guarantees y'all gon' feel me. Opa-Locka with the lit read, lil' hater with the lit read. Real nigga jet check them bitch, guarantees y'all gon' hold up, look. Getting money been dumb easy, know some young niggas do you dumb greasy. Wet your ass just like Don Levy, I go by the name of Young Sleepy. Think running off on that plug easy, better check your fat just like Kinko. I run point and lie like Trey Wingo, like to welcome y'all to trap lingo. We were like 9 to 5 when my pop was missing. On 42nd without a pot to pissin'. Younger nigga on a different mission, had a different plan but still had the vision. Slinging coke instead of cotton picking was the only code off in the block I lived in. One hit of this and it's over. Making Millie ride like Magnolia. I done heard 1,000 times when I rode with work that the swine would pull the kid over. I done heard it. At first I was dreaming. This time around, but I break more than even. Keep the 40 on reach when you the last one to trust when you splash in the deep end. My formation on defense in the game of fast breaks mean money more frequent. So if you slip, boy, I'm eating. I guarantee, bitch, I'm getting all your money this season. Dade County with the lit read, Bride County with the lit read. Real nigga check them bitch, guarantees y'all gon' feel me. Palm Beach with the lit read, Florida nigga with the lit read. Real nigga check them bitch, guarantees y'all gon' feel me. Hey, try lingo.
You see, that's not my city. That's not Miami. Miami is on the other side of that bridge. That's when you walk and you see what's really going on. The violence, the murder, it's death. Take a ride. Come ride with me.
Over here, on this side of the street, and this dead flat broke over here, like, you feel me, tumbleweeds floating. So I feel like over here, you gonna get best of both worlds. And if you work, if you know what you doing out here, you feel me, you could get somewhere like far, like easy. You feel me? Miami, one of the places millions of people come every year for the first time, and we live here, so we kind of grew up in this shit, take it for granted. We could ride to the beach all the time or get around these type of people, but we don't see it as an opportunity or night, because, you know, we used to it. But to somebody who really chasing their dream or doing whatever, that's why they come down here and try to, you know what I'm saying, take advantage of everything that's down here, you feel me? So I see it as a place of opportunity like New York or Cali, you feel me? Definitely one of the main, you know what I'm saying, stomping ground to like do whatever, like in life, anything.
Well, the generation that was coming up in the 90s was wild back then, but right now, see, because back then, we were involved with gangs. So I was the leader of one of the biggest gangs in Dade County. And back then there was more organization. So there was rules. Right now these jits, they just killing to kill. They ain't even aiming, dog. They just shooting wild, you know, and they just hitting babies and everybody's getting killed. So I feel like they got no sense of direction, no organizations. I feel like it's more like neighborhood cliques now with no rules. So a lot of people dying because of that situation, and it's just innocent people that are dying. Instead of handling your business with whoever you got beef with, you know, you killing the wrong people.
As far as tourists, the way I look at tourists, they actually come for the beach. They actually coming for the beach because they get brochures or whatever. They seeing the beach, they seeing hotels, they seeing live parties, they seeing once or twice KOD, but they really not coming down to see the city. Certain people come down and they want to come through the city, but they ain't gonna come through Liberty City. They tell them, we've been in Miami, but where you been at? South Beach, Brickell, Aventura. You ain't really been in Miami. You just seeing the things that they put on the internet for you. Like they go straight to Google, going to Miami. You're on that side. You don't really come across the bridge unless you're going to the Heat game. It's great. I won't lie, it's the safest place in America.
Shit crazy, young niggas killing for nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? We was growing up, at least it would be about some money or something, but right now it's just for nothing. Like, nigga just brush you feel me? Just cuz, you feel me? So that shit crazy, but it's all on us, you know what I'm saying?
You know, back then in the 80s, it was for drugs. Drug territory, people were trying to get money, you know, and then the gangs started growing in Miami, and it was over drugs and robberies and stuff, you know, trying to come up and make money as a unit. And right now it's just for nothing, it's social media beef. Like, you got beef on Facebook and people murking each other, and they just doing drive-bys without aiming, and kids are getting hit.
Shit, man. My dog just walking the other day got shot at. When it was, like 2 days ago? Shit like that. You could just be walking. Like, right now, it can happen right now. Nigga can hit that corner, cameraman ducking right now, right here. Right now, it could go down right now. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it could go down. But like I say, we be ready for whatever, you know what I'm saying? The strong survive. We out here, you feel me? The people you see out here, because they really like, you know what I'm saying, on point out here. But this shit could go down.
We are the Circle of Brotherhood, and the Circle of Brotherhood is an organized group of primarily black men from every walk of life. We like to say from the streets to the suites. We have individuals in the Circle of Brotherhood that have done some very disruptive things in the community, may have done double-digit years in prisons, and we got others who've never seen the back of a police car. We have some who are Muslim, some who are Christian, but we're united together in one walk and one work, and that's to be involved in solving our own community problems.
Well, I can say one of the things we do is we serve as a model of what's possible. I come from a background of law enforcement, congressional staff member, so I've worked on Capitol Hill. However, what I'm demonstrating here is the fact that brothers like myself can still relate to and associate with individuals who I used to put in the back of the police car.
Right.
My youngest stay hot, pull up on your block, 30 shots, we ain't fucking with the ops. We just dodging these cops and getting this guap. Bitch, I keep me a Glock. Put one at the top, I put one in your chop. And all my niggas getting money. We ain't loving these hoes, we just fucking these stocks. 21 on top, 21 be the game, so you know we can't stop. All my niggas got my pull up on your block, made that before you drop your top. Bitch, I been getting caught. Lil' car got a 30, he gon' let that bitch pop. If I op pull fake, then you get your shit raw. Lil' Josh be the name, how the fuck I won't fly? Bitch, I been making plays, you get SJ raw. Got a 30 in my pants, I'ma let that bitch bop. If I op try to play, then you get your shit flop. Gang shit, man. Y'all know I'm coming.
You can get bullets at Walmart for AK-47, $223. You can get them from between $20 to about $50, just depending on how many rounds you need. It's very easy to get my hands on a military-type weapon that will cause harm to people. It's easy.
Well, when people bring up the question about whether there's awareness around gun violence in Miami or not, there's always been awareness, but today's different.
I'm not against guns if it's in the right hands and it's to protect yourself. It being so accessible, it's getting in the wrong hands. It's getting into teenagers' hands.
Hell yeah, it's necessary to have a gun in Miami. You feel me? And why I say that, you feel me, like, I keep a gun, but I'm a convicted felon, but you know, I keep niggas around me with gun license and shit, but this shit ain't safe. Little kids getting hit, niggas shooting with their eyes closed, everybody want a name, you feel me? So shit fucked up, so you better be strapped.
Me as a grown man, it's hard for me alone to control a military rifle. Imagine a teenager trying to control a military rifle.
Everything crazy, you feel me? Like, you feel me? Our hood different, you feel me? Like, niggas vibe different, everybody, like, we talk different, you feel me? How we chill, everything just different, feel me? Like, different niggas around here. So the shit that happen be different, you feel me? Like, ain't no niggas really coming in our hood sliding on us, you feel me? It's niggas that's leaving our hood, getting sour, coming back in our hood, you feel me? Like, that's how our shit go down, bro. Ain't no niggas, no outside niggas killing us, man. Ain't no outside niggas that say they scoring. Niggas ain't scoring on us, man. You feel me? We scoring on each other, so this shit crazy all across the board.
You can't solve a problem that's an inside problem by putting things on the outside. We have a cultural problem of violence in America.
I'm not against the Second Amendment, that you have the right to bear arms. I think, you know, in the society that we live in today, you should have the right to protect yourself, but there has to be more barriers.
Look, guns don't kill people with guns and bad intentions. And so we're not in this to get any movement on gun legislation. We're not in this to get any movement on any new laws passed. People can solve this problem when people are involved.
We have to make it more tough for people to get their hands on a gun. It has to be true requirements or true barriers put in place to not make it so easily accessible and getting them in the wrong hands.
Nah, shit, every day, man. Every day is gun violence, shit. Every day, every time I leave the house, I gotta tote my pistol. And I'm a 2-time convicted felon. Reason being, cause I got niggas hating, niggas mad for no reason. You feel me? Everybody wanna be tough. You feel me? So you gotta be strapped, bro. Like, that shit, every day a nigga go to the club, every time a nigga go to the club, nigga gotta leave the club on point. You feel me? Nigga doped up, drunk, whatever dope you on, you still gotta be on point, bro. So that shit like crazy, like every day we live in this shit.
When an individual has a weapon and another individual encounters that individual and a conflict ensues, a deadly force scenario is automatically created because the other person has a weapon. So when you have a weapon on you, any interaction that you engage in is a deadly force situation because you have a weapon. So as a police officer, there had to be tremendous restraint and discipline when it came to dealing with the public because of the fact that you have a weapon.
Here, because of the crime rate, and they'll come get you for one of these. You feel me? You don't know how many people you gotta feed in this household. You don't know what he did in his lifetime to be a fuck up at that time. You feel me? So, necessary. Yeah, you gotta be able to protect it. I can't protect myself if I ain't got it. What, I'm a fighter gun? You can't. Not saying this is the lion's den. This ain't the lion's den. Not fucking. You gotta have it. You better have it. You better have it or you probably be next. You feel me?
Being where we at, if y'all look at the murder rate, you know what I'm saying? You definitely should have a gun. I know, matter of fact, Poppy just got killed the other day. He was mowing his lawn. Nigga, Jit ran up on him, took his chain, brushed him, took his chain and cleared it. You know what I'm saying? Broad daylight. The man he was mowing his lawn. It was all on camera. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ran up, hit him, took his shit, and cleared it. You know what I'm saying? So if he would've had a gun on him while he mowing the lawn, he probably would've been better, but you know, shit like that.
I grew up in Opa-Locka, in Back Blues, better known as Baghdad.
Okay, look, I say, welcome to Opa-Locka, Dade County 305. We getting money, my nigga, and well known to slide. Bodies be dropping daily, they call that homicides. Crackers don't have a clue, cause we keep our mouths quiet. Songs, we run them daily and pass them down to the crew. It's no love, my nigga, just money, cars, and clothes. That black flag on must, YWN code. Snitches, they get exposed, the gun down by Oaks. Have you ever seen a dead body get scooped off the floor? I tell you, it's nothing nice. Them souls hunt you at night. I seen a man die cause he wanted all on the dice. These streets, they ain't right. This jungle will take your life. Snakes will set you up for lion, tigers, and bears. Them peers, they gon' watch. They up and down the block, but when they hit that back street, it's toe tagging the box. Friends, they ain't your friends, and every female ain't sweet. You show them you cupcake and them bad girls gon' eat. Might set you up for the free, or they might just call me. Remember back on the script, back when I wasn't legit, my daddy was well known to kill and sell bricks. He did his time in the feds, and nah, he ain't snitch. He did his time in the feds, and nah, he ain't snitch. Welcome to Opa-Locka, welcome to Opa-Locka, welcome to Opa-Locka, welcome to Opa-Locka. This home of the choppers, home of the choppers, home of the choppers, this home of the choppers. Welcome to Opa-Locka, welcome to Opa-Locka, welcome to Opa-Locka, welcome to Opa-Locka. This home of the choppers, home of the choppers, home of the choppers, this home of the choppers. You feel me? YWN, man. Woo black shit, man.
A lot of trouble. Seen a lot of different things. Remember walking outside my door at 5 years old and seeing helicopters surrounding the buildings, people running. As a 5-year-old kid, you know, you shouldn't be seeing that. Even though all that was going on, you know, life was good. I was still content with my life. I was happy as a child, as far as I can remember.
As a child, he was a happy kid, very joyous kid, mild and meek spirit. He was very outgoing, very playful, a happy kid, a joyful kid. And then he had to learn how to be strong because he had 4 sisters. So he was the only male child that I had. So it was a lot of women in the house. So he was clingy, more so to his father.
Having my mother, my father, my sisters, life was good.
Then he had his own mind. He was a child that had his own mind, his own direction, even from a small child. He would go outside and play. Even when it came down to when we put him in football, he knew he had practice. He had to be there a certain time. And he would just go ask. I used to get so mad at him, like, you can wait, have patience. I'm going to take you to practice. It's like, Mom, I have to get there. My coach waiting. The relationship between Anthon and his father was very close. He was always take him with him. He would always talk to him, always encourage him and motivate him. To me, I call them life lessons, things that he would teach him. I remember one time Anthon took some money, and when we noticed some money was missing, we was looking for the money, and the kids, he had brought all the kids in the neighborhood candy, potato chips. So he took them and he was just telling him, listen, you have to understand that you have to ask for things. You just don't take things when you want them. You have to ask for things. So you have to pay for them. And if I tell you no, then that's what it is. I don't want you to have it. You can't always have what you want. So it's just like he was teaching him a lot of lessons about life at a young age.
Fast forward to age 7. Fast forward to age 7.
So hard to talk about this, man.
Fast forward to age 7. My life changed forever. Um, 4 days before my birthday, March 20th to be exact, 9 p.m. that night, I was laying in my bed and I heard gunshots go off. You know, I get up and I look outside and I see someone being shot. I'm on the 2nd floor, so it's hard to tell who it is. And it's crazy as a kid that didn't fire at me because I was used to that. I still see the person being shot. And I decide to go into my sheets. Later on that night, my auntie came and got us. And I just remember walking past the scene. You know, I think nothing then. And then the next day, you know, we don't go to school because it happened on a Tuesday. We don't go to school, so I'm happy. I see my mom get out the car. Her eyes is bloodshot red. I've never seen my mother look like that before. And then, you know, they take us inside and they sit us down on the couch and everybody's gathering and, you know, I'm like, what's wrong? Everybody refrained from crying, now that I think about it. My granny sit me next to her. My grandma sits me next to her, and they say, Anthon, something went wrong with your father. I'm like, okay, what happened? She said your father was shot. I said, "Is he okay?" Next words that come out her mouth changed my life forever. Said he's dead. Life changes from there. I mean, my father, he was my everything, man. Everything I am today, I refer back to my father's words. He was my everything. I felt safe when my father was here. I knew he would always protect me. When I was young, but I knew he had my best interests at heart. Rather, it was us leaving football practice, and he just reassured me that I'd be okay. Rather, it was, him telling me to be a leader, not being a follower. He was just my rock at such a young age. And it was so much that I didn't get to explore or get to tell him, or so many advice that I didn't receive from him. As a kid, you're looking forward to that, man. To have him snatched or taken from me so prematurely hurts.
He lost his joy after he lost his father. He started getting into trouble, fighting, becoming angry.
When my father passed, things got tough. She was the only parent around, and her shift was 3 to 11. My father would usually watch us around that time, and my mom couldn't change her shift because she still had to work and she still had to provide for us. And only having one income for the household, things were tough. It was 5 of us, 5 kids, 5 mouths to feed. Things got so tough that it was nights where my mom made sure we ate before she did. It was tough that, we didn't have hot water for a while.
I didn't know what to do, how it was gonna go on, how I'm gonna raise these kids without him. He was that factor in school. He always went to the parent and teachers conference. To me, he was always there. So to lose that factor, it was like heartbreaking. It was devastating. It was like, why? How? I was just lost.
As a kid, when your mom's at work 3 to 11, it's free ball game. So getting out of school around 3 o'clock, and then knowing I had 8 hours to run the streets, that's exactly what I did. At the age 7, after finding that out, I didn't know who did it. I wanted to kill the man that killed my father. And it's crazy, and I never told no one this, but I put a mission in my head that day that I wanted to kill the man that killed my father. And I wanted him to feel the pain that I felt. I wanted to kill the man that killed my father.
How did I do it? Well, I had my mom then. I had my grandmother. I had my sister. I had my brothers. Everybody pitched in, and their grandmother and their uncles. Everybody pitched in. Well, they embraced us to help us through this situation. It was that village that I needed, that pitched in to help me raise my kids. Uncle Junior, he was a troubled teen. He got into hanging with the wrong crowd, and he got into trouble. My husband, their father, always tried to keep him away from trouble, but he wound up getting into a situation where he was hanging with his friends, and he caught a serious charge at a young age. He got out and he ran back into, when he got released, he ran back into the same environment, got back around the same friends, and got right back in trouble again. He got shot 4 times in his leg, because when they started shooting, he hit the floor of the car and his legs was up. But had he been sitting up, he probably wouldn't be with us today.
I've been in prison for a couple things. My first time going to prison, I went to prison for armed robbery, carjacking, battery on the Leo. I did like a year, got out. Then I went back a year and a half later for attempted murder. Caught 15 years for that. Did 10, got out. Then I went back. I got caught trafficking heroin. I went to prison for that, got back out. Then I went back to prison because of a murder. I did like 7 years on the murder charge and got out, and I ain't been back since.
My family on my father's side is originally from Trinidad and Caracas, Venezuela. They moved over here, I believe, when my father was 10 years old.
I wanted that male figure around my kids because I knew his father wasn't here, and he would be that dominating factor to help me keep them on track, to keep them going down the right path in the right direction.
He came in and tried to fill the void of not having a father and just trying to get me to do the opposite of what he went through, because he went through that street life.
As I say, we always preach what we went through. We don't want our kids, and he didn't want his nephews to go through the same things that he went through and that he experienced. So he knew the path and the direction, if he stayed in certain areas and certain environments, that he would follow.
Well, my brother was trapping on 15th in the public enemy spot. Then you had John Doe across 62nd that had the whole 6'1", 5'8", the whole tri-circle locked down. And all them dudes who had spots in them areas, John Doe ran all them dudes out of there. They ran out of there, tried to find places they could take over and keep their operation going. And just so happened, they tried to take my brother's spot, some dudes. My brother started warring with them dudes.
For me, it was hard.
My brother ended up killing a few of them dudes.
It was a everyday process because I grieved and I cried.
When the feds came in Liberty City and took everybody to jail and ran everybody out of there, my brother left out of there and went to another area.
To the point where my mother said, somebody gonna kill you, somebody gonna hurt you.
And them dudes had family members and friends or whatever, and they wanted revenge.
I even went to the doctor. She was trying to give me Xanax, but I didn't want to become dependent upon a substance.
And somehow, some kind of way, through that problem right there my brother had, feeling my brother was the cause, and so that's how my brother got killed. And when my brother got killed, I felt like I died with him.
Because a lot of people don't know how to grieve. A lot of people commit suicide, because I was at a point where I contemplated suicide.
That just put my mind in a whole nother state where I felt like life wasn't worth living anymore because my brother wasn't here.
Developing at 7 o'clock, bullets flying in a South Florida neighborhood, killing a father outside his front door.
Miami-Dade police and Opa-Locka police are continuing to investigate this deadly shooting here that happened in Opa-Locka just after 10 o'clock last night. It happened just outside the family's apartment that's actually around the back side of this building.
After my brother died and I got out, I tried to fill the void with Anthon and his little sisters by being a father figure in their life.
He was a motivational factor about getting out of the neighborhood.
When we moved from my grandma, we moved to Carol City, which is now known as Miami Gardens. Things got worse.
They're home alone. It's like my kids growing up by themselves. I'm not always there, so I was trying to find balance between work, between my kids, and it was rough.
But after my father's death, I was intentionally looking for fights. I was daring people to try me or mess with me. During school hours, they would remove me from class and take me away into the cafeteria. And especially with my anger that I still had built inside of me, that's how it got worse, going to Carroll City or Miami Gardens. I was still young. I was about 12, 13 years old. I was looking to fight anybody. You know, I had people that was with me and they knew what pressed my buttons. Or when we was around somebody that we didn't like, you know, they would just say, I dare you to talk about his father. Or I dare you to say anything. Like somebody didn't have to say anything. All they had to say was your father. I ran to him immediately and I just started beating him up, trying to hit his head against the concrete. Then I continued to just pound him, just trying to make a point, just beating him up, just trying to do serious damage to this kid and not letting him get away. And really starting liking it. Willie is a friend that I met in Carroll City. He was one of my closest friends. We grew to be close, and some other friends that we hung out every day after school, just, you know, doing young boy things, looking for fights to get into.
I didn't even want Twan and his sisters to ever be back around there again. But I wanted them out of there because I knew the dangers that came with that. You know, so I always was like pushing them, man, get out of there, get out of there.
I moved from that area. That's when I moved back to my grandma. And Willie and I lost connection. About 2 years later, he and I reconnected over MySpace. And it was a party that was happening that week. He was like, you know, I'm going to this party. Fast forward to that Friday, I just know I'm going to this party. It's rare that my mom ever told me no.
I knew about the gangs, the violence, and everything that was going on in the neighborhoods.
I'm dressed already. I already got my outfit on, I'm dressed, I'm ready to go.
I did have that sense of, or that feeling that something could or would happen.
I'm not even asking her. I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna go to this party. She says no.
I felt like something would happen, and if it did happen, he wouldn't be there when it happened.
You know, we didn't stay too far away from the place where the party was. And then you hear shots. But you know, I think nothing of it. And then the next day, I get back on MySpace, and then I see Rest in Peace Willie. I go crazy. Like, my best friend, get guns down.
For me, it was like, wow. Just thinking like that could have been my child. Like, how would my life would be if I lost my only son? And letting him know that, hey, if I had not said no, you would have been laying next to him.
You know, allegedly he was shot 15 times. My mindset changes from there. When Willie passed away, that's when it got real. I noticed that people wasn't fighting anymore. And I was a fist fighting person. But when Willie died and you see someone your age is murdered, that's when it popped in my head that I need to get a gun to protect myself. Trouble started to come around. So I was looking for trouble. And especially the environments that we were in, trouble wasn't hard to find. My uncle, who was released from prison, I think he figured it out, that I was heading towards trouble.
I know what the gang life is about.
He just knew the environment that we was growing up in. He wasn't blind to that environment. Like, he knew that street life.
A girl of mine, right? She had she seen a picture of Anthon on MySpace holding an AK-47 in our backyard with gang flags tied on. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
He and I had it out.
To see him in that picture, it was real disturbing. And I got in his chest. I was like, man, what is you doing?
And he and I almost fought.
Me knowing the gang activity, I was like, look, you can't fool me. So I end up grounding him. cause I never beef with my nephew. I never raised a hand, never even raised a voice at him. That was the only time that I ever had to. And it hurted me so much, but I had to do it. And if they had to came down to me having to really put my hands on him to get his attention, I would have, because you know why? That what his dad used to do to me.
He put passion to make sure that I didn't go down that road.
He took it as Uncle loved me that much. And I'm grateful that he done that, because had I wouldn't have, ain't no telling what my nephew would be at today.
And then after that, they brought him back for a different charge. And then finally, they deemed him a threat. They just felt like he was getting in too much trouble. And he wasn't an original citizen in the US. So they made the decision to deport him back to Venezuela.
He did. He got deported.
Well, I'm gonna keep it real with you. My past has caused me to have to live in Venezuela. All the wrong I've done, all the bad things I've done, no matter how you may hear it and it may sound glorifying to your ears, it's not, because I was kicked out of America and deported back to Venezuela. Now, I'd rather come here than have to spend the rest of my life in prison. Street violence, on a comparison from here to Venezuela, you see more of it in Miami. But it's happening in Venezuela. It happens in Venezuela, but you don't see it as common and as much as you see it just out in Miami. Because you know, Miami promote that shit. Miami will put your murder, put your robbery on Facebook, Instagram, and all those things. Venezuela, they don't do all of that. And then Venezuela is not like you could just go from Carol City to Liberty City on the straight road and you see all these different neighborhoods. Venezuela, you got to ride through up and down mountains and through valleys, and you get to a barrio or a big neighborhood, you may not even go in there because how dangerous you hear it is. Well, I feel like I'm at home, really. I mean, Miami to me is the most dangerous, because you don't know when you're gonna die down there. You walking in, don't know when you're gonna die. You could be standing here right now and drop the next moment in Miami if you ain't paying attention.
Alex and I met in high school, 9th grade, the very first day. We were in, I think it was PE, and I don't even remember how we met. We just sat together and we started talking. It was just an instant connection, you know. I don't even remember the conversation, but it was just, we just clicked. I knew for sure that she was going to be my friend. She was gorgeous, beautiful. She was always there for me when I needed her. She was just so loving, you know. She was somebody who I could always call on when I needed somebody. She was dedicated to everything that she did. She loved nursing. She loved her friends, loved her family. She was amazing.
So we've been shooting Take a Ride for some while now. And it was one particular day, it was a Saturday. I decided to go to a pool party.
June 4th, 2016. Alex went to a pool party that she wasn't supposed to go to.
In the crossfire, a young woman is shot and killed while at a house party. CBS 4's Donna Rapato is in Miami Gardens tonight.
Alex, as everyone called her, was at a birthday party at a home on Northeast 212 Terrace in Miami Gardens Saturday night. Police say at about 9 o'clock, some kind of disturbance erupted outside. Someone opened fire, hitting Alex, killing the Nova Southeastern University nursing grad.
Boom, 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 boom. You know, finally the shot stopped. Everybody's screaming. I'm in my car, I'm covering myself. And I'm just praying like, Lord, please don't let a bullet hit me.
June 4th, 2016. That was the day that Alex was taken from us.
God gave me Alex for to 23 years and 5 months. I had that child when I was 44 years old. I was an old lady. So it's like a friend, a companion.
Mrs. Dean says these were not the sort of parties her go-getter daughter, an athlete, musician, and star student, ever went to. Whoever shot her girl, she says she forgives them. But she hopes the shooter will do the right thing and turn themselves in.
So just tell me what happened that night.
So we were standing right in front of this gate right here, and everyone was just having a good time. Like, we were supposed to be having a fun day, and there were a lot of people here from like different sides, different hoods.
I was in shock. I was devastated. When I got the news, I broke down. I started screaming. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't take it in. I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it was her.
You know, we're having fun, recording on Snapchat, and a little altercation broke out behind me, and I seen everyone behind me running. And then after we started running, that's when we heard fire. About 6 shots let out, to my knowledge. And after we, heard the gunfire stop, we ran back out. Me and my friend ran back out to check on my other friends that I came with. And I seen one of my friends hiding behind a vehicle that was parked right here in front of this tree. And then I seen a girl laying on the floor. And at first I didn't know it was her.
There's days where I do pick up my phone when I really need someone. I still pick up my phone and I dial her number sometimes, not even thinking that she's not there, she's not going to answer. But it's been hard. I still don't want to believe that she's gone, even though I know she is. But deep down in my heart, I just have not accepted it.
Yeah, I remember being here that day and remember everybody around her body and just standing in front of her. And then with me standing in front of her, like me just seeing her fight for her life.
We were devastated. I was devastated. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how to feel. I lost my best friend.
Literally 5 minutes, I won't even say 5, maybe less than that, after that video was recorded, that's when the whole thing broke out. And if I had known that that was gonna be the last time that we would ever be in a video together, I blame myself. I feel so guilty because I was the one who invited her. She was dealing with her finals and she just passed her test. She passed her boards to become a nurse. And I was just like, you need to let off some steam. We just need to have some fun. We just need to hang out. I haven't really hung out with her because she was always in school. And we just had 2 different lives at that point. So I just wanted to just, let loose a little bit, just have a little fun. That's all I wanted. And it just turned into the most tragic day of my life.
To my knowledge, the killers have not been found, unfortunately.
We've grown together since we were 4 years old, like.
So people blamed you and never blamed the shooters?
I mean, of course, the shooters are to blame, but it's kind of hard to place a blame on a shooter that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one ever came forward. No one gave any information. We don't even have a clue. Police ruled it a cold case because we just didn't. We didn't have any idea. Nobody ever came forward and said, it was this person or gave a name or even a hood or something. Like, no one knows. We don't have any idea. We just know shots were fired and she got hit, from my understanding, with a stray bullet.
I would like to apologize to our young brothers for
leaving them an inheritance of violence and bloodshed. Because the things that they see and the things that they affect them, it comes from the eyes of people that have done things in their presence. So I want to apologize to this generation for the inheritance that our generation left for them. And I know that I have to love you more than you hate the life that you live.
They took my best friend, they took somebody's daughter. I want to let them know that I do forgive them for what they've done, even though it hurt me. It hurt me so bad. But I just want to let them know that hate isn't the answer.
We understand that gun violence is simply a form of communication. And what happens is, because of the illiteracy level that exists in our communities, when an individual has lost the ability to communicate on a spiritual level, where he can communicate verbally and he can bring his point across, his level of communication drops lower and lower. If a person steps on your shoe and you ask him nicely to get off and he doesn't do it, the next step is to push him off. If he still doesn't do that, you might hit him, right? If that still doesn't get the point across, you might pull out a knife. If he somehow gets by that, then you're gonna shoot him. So what we have seen is a devolution of communication.
Alexandra was only 23 years old, just graduated with her nursing degree. Shot at a pool party. In Miami, we heard about shootings all the times. You know, grown man gets shot there, no problem.
It's okay. We've gotten desensitized with adults being shot and killed.
Grown man getting shot every day was nothing. It's changed when kids started getting shot.
But when a child gets killed, it heightens our awareness, it heightens our reaction to the situation.
King Carter, he was a great kid, full of energy, full of life, honest kid. He was a real boy.
They call in the pocket.
Hell, don't do that.
The hell out of here. Nah, King, put the green one in this one.
Smart, talented. King Carter was my son, but he was also my best friend. Like, I always wanted somebody, like, he never betrayed me, never lied to me. He got toys every day. Every day was his birthday. Every day of his life was his birthday. King liked to playing football. Throw it up. Move, bounce around. Bounce around, yeah. Look at the camera doing it. Point both fingers at the camera. Point both fingers at the camera. Now run at the camera full speed and stop right there.
We start with breaking news out of Northwest Miami-Dade. A little boy shot. The victim's family is now heartbroken as police search for the shooter.
We begin with Derek Shore, who is live at the scene with the latest tonight. Derek.
Well, the community obviously devastated to learn of this 6-year-old's death. I'm going to step out of the way and you can see Miami-Dade police still on the scene here. A very active investigation in this apartment complex at 103rd Lane. That's Northwest 103rd Lane. Now take a look at who family identifies that victim as. 6-year-old King Carter. He's a first grader. So far we have not heard about any arrests made in this case, and it's unclear what the motive may have been, but obviously you can assume little King was not the intended target.
Well, that day we got up. King was in the living room playing his game. One of his friends came over and joined him and played the game with him. So one of the friends, he said, I'm finna go to the candy lady. I'm finna go to the candy lady house. So He stopped, paused the game to go to the candy lady house. All of them went to the candy lady house, but before he left out the door, he asked me for $1. I was at my desk printing up a shirt, and I had a couple ones on the table, so I just reached into it and gave him $3. And he asked me, did I want something? I said, nah, just come right back, like he always do. It was a routine walk for him. He did this 2, 3, 4 times a day. He didn't leave the apartment, didn't leave the complex, just right round the corner, like the same complex, just the next building. He go out the door, I hear multiple shots, like less than 60 seconds after he out the door, coming from the direction I know he walking. So I run out the door, but by the time I run out the door, it's still shots. I still hear shots. I don't know where the shots coming from. So I just brace myself against the wall, looking. I'm looking at it. So when the shots finally finish, I see a black Lexus zoom out the gate. So I run downstairs at this time, asking everybody, you seen King? You see King? People say, no, son. A girl who stayed on the first floor said she was just throwing the football with him and he walked around the back towards the frozen cup house. So I ran back there. So I ran back there and I said, anybody, y'all seen King? Y'all seen King? They say, no. So I run back out and run to the gas station, which is right next door to the building. I asked the owner, I do like, you seen my son? You seen King? He like, nah. So I run back in the building. As I run back in the building, I stop like in the middle of the direction they say he was in. So I'm like, nobody ain't see King? Like, he was just out here. No. So as I'm asking them, y'all seen King? As I'm standing there, I just look to the right and I see my son in the corner, alone, like in a pool of blood, eyes wide open, clutching the $3 that I just gave him, like, alone. And it drove me crazy, like, I just fell to my knees and began praying instantly. Like, Lord, please don't do this to me. Give my son the strength for him to pull through, because if you don't pull through, I don't know what the next hour lead me, you heard me? I don't know what's gonna be what, like, don't do me like this. I know you got strong warriors in the Bible. I know you got a lot of trust and faith in me, and I'm one of your warriors, but I can't take that, God. Like, don't do me like this.
And our team coverage now moves to Amy Viteri. She's live at Jackson Memorial Hospital where the child's family has gathered. Amy.
Well, we got here just as air transport was leaving the hospital here behind me, and I also got here as family members started to arrive in large numbers, rushing into the hospital. You can see so many of them gathered out here.
All the nurses say, hey, let us talk to you back here. I ain't even want to go talk to them. My first question, like, what I'm talking to y'all for? And y'all supposed to be back there operating. Why y'all here? Like, I already had them, like, why y'all want to talk to me? Like, so when they say, listen, we tried the best we can, I walked out. I didn't even hear the last word.
In a half hour, the family received the worst possible news, breaking down here in front of Ryder Trauma Center after learning the 6-year-old did not survive his injuries. The family was able to tell us that King was just walking to the store to buy candy near the home when all of this happened, and everyone here still in disbelief that this has happened once again to a small child.
And it's just a travesty that our kids, our young ones, our young children are not able to even be out in the street no more without the recklessness. And I take it personal because my grandson played Optimus football with him. So, you know, it kind of struck home, you know, that could have been my grandson.
Snatched my soul, like, it's like, there ain't no words that could really define it. No words. I like everything left out of me. I don't know how I'm still conscious. Like, I don't know. It's just like I was floating off. I don't know. I don't know. Just to see him in the corner, pool of blood, eyes wide open, clutching on the $3. Like, and that's an image that won't leave my mind no matter what I'm doing. I gotta run with that image till I'm gone, like, till I'm out of here. There's nothing I could do to fade that picture out of my head, nothing. Not enough prayer, not enough nothing. I'm scarred, man.
With King Carter and his passing, later on, it was his father who spoke at a candlelight vigil, and that was the catalyst that led to the birth of the idea for the Hunger Nine.
A very unique aspect of it was the King Carter situation brought the topic of gun violence down on a very, very, very basic level when we started talking about young children getting killed. So with the killing of a king, it created a situation that something had to be done. And it, you know, like I said, it's okay when it's adults that's getting killed. Sometimes we justify the fact that individuals deserve what happened to them. But a young child, no.
What's wrong with this world? Our kids supposed to be the most important thing. Our kids. Yes. But we don't act like
9 members of the Circle of Brotherhood, a Miami-based nonprofit organization, have been on a hunger strike for the past 6 days, protesting gun violence.
This is about them working with us to activate this community to make sure that we don't lose additional people.
This is a crisis, a trickle of terror.
It has been a week since King was killed. Since then, Miami-Dade police have worked tirelessly to make arrests.
Guns down, man. If y'all ain't got no daddy, I'm only 29, but I could raise a 21-year-old.
All band has been broken as people, and if we don't band back together, all your kids is a victim of the circumstance.
And the little boy who was killed in a gunfight between teens last weekend was laid to rest today. The family of 6-year-old King Carter said their final goodbyes this afternoon. It was a long and emotional service honoring King.
A tiny white casket rested in front of hundreds of mourners saying goodbye to 6-year-old King Carter. Adults dressed as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, King's favorite cartoon characters, were part of the procession led by his parents. And a crown rested on a pillow to be placed on King's head before the casket was closed.
Yeah, we now know a pair of search warrants was carried out tied to the murder of this 6-year-old boy, little King Carter. And one of those warrants was here at this 2-story apartment building here in Opa-Locka, right off of Northwest 22nd Avenue. We're told that Miami-Dade police moved in very early this morning at about 3 a.m. and moved into a 2nd-story unit here.
I asked them, like, what's up? What happened? Y'all seen him? Like, I really had to get closure, like, they wasn't just mad at the person they was shooting and aimed the gun at my son and shoot him. I had to really find out it was an accident, because we won't be talking now. I'm just being honest with you. Had they aimed that gun at my son and shot my son, it would have been game over for me, period.
In a row, a community rally at the shooting scene. Folks determined to get justice. CBS 4 cameras were there when a community activist tells the crowd someone had turned themselves in.
We abundantly blessed.
We ain't blessed, we what?
Abundantly blessed.
We what?
Abundantly blessed.
That's why one of them boys turned themselves in today. Furthest talking to them, I'll talk to them. They can put me in the room with all of them right now and I won't even touch them. I promise to God, I just talk to him talk to him like, what's up? Y'all got to deal with y'all punishment. Like, I won't touch him, but I definitely talk to him.
3 teens are now in custody related to his death. 16-year-old Tamar Teams turned himself in early Friday morning. Investigators say Teams admitted he was in the car with 18-year-old Leonard Adams and 17-year-old Erwin Presley. Police say the two went to the apartment complex to kill someone named Juju after an argument on social media.
A Facebook beef, a simple Facebook beef. Teenagers, 15, 16, 17, beefing over a girl on the social site. I don't know the girl. My son don't know the girl.
The intended victim, police say, identified only as Juju, testified today. We were not allowed to show his face as 18-year-old Leonard Adams, one of 3 accused shooters, looked to get bail.
What was your reaction to the fact that he was firing the gun at you?
Jumped up and started shooting back.
Did you fire every bullet that you had in your gun?
Yes, sir.
The little boy's parents watched incredulous that Adams, a repeat drug and guns offender, would ask for bail.
On Facebook Live, and the dudes who he was going at it with the girl, seen him on live and decided on the Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it was perfect time to go create a gun war and shoot him and kill him. But pulling in the parking lot, instead of shooting him, my son was caught in the crossfire and killed. The only person shot. It'll never be closure. They could get him a death penalty, they could give him 100 years, still remain my son, won't get to live his life. Ain't no closure, period. I had to pray, like, ain't no happiness. Like, on the real, like, ain't no happiness in my life no more. I done went and got married, and I'm gonna be honest, ain't no, my wife got another son. Like, it ain't no my wife got another son. You might like my son too, but my biological, I only have one son. I don't hear daddy no more, period. It's gone, like, I ain't even a daddy no more. Even I'm a father to the streets, the kids who, but mine, like, I don't hear it. Now that he gone, I don't wanna do nothing. I can't just lay down. Can't just lay down. My son don't know me to be a quitter or me to lay down or me to be crying. But in times I do lay down, I do cry. I wanna know what happened, like what happened in y'all life? What led y'all to what happened? Like, was it that serious? Do you regret it? Like, I got some questions for him, like, because there's some other kids, 7 and 8 and 9, in their shoes right now, who potentially gonna be at that point, 15, 16, 17, another kid senselessly gunned down in the street due to some foolishness. So whatever y'all going through, we gotta take that and go into the streets and look for other kids who going through that to stop it.
Shit, when it come to gun violence, that shit gonna always be the same. That shit gonna get worse though, man. You feel me? Keep it G with you, ain't gonna get no better. It ain't. It don't matter, bro. Listen, bro. But listen though, keep it G, bro. It don't matter how much marching we do, how many hashtags we make, how many videos we make, bro. These young niggas still gonna do the same shit because they big homies in they hood ain't teaching them nothing. They ain't keeping it real with they self. Niggas trying to keep it real with other niggas. Niggas trying to keep it real with the gang. Nigga, you gotta keep it real with yourself. You feel me? And that's how I gotta go. You feel me? Like, watch. When young niggas them, just chill. They mold it right. They vibing. They ain't on no dumb shit because they keeping it real with they self. We ain't on that dumb shit. That's everywhere else. You don't get that shit in Opa-Locka, man. We on some other shit. So that's what it is. It ain't gonna change. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna always get worse. It ain't gonna never get better. That like saying Chicago gun violence gonna slow down. That shit ain't finna slow down, man.
From a person that grew up without his father, I didn't have my father. My father left when I was 5, so I didn't know what being a man was about. So I kind of learned from the streets. When I went to prison, I've been to prison 4 times. Been to jail 38 times, and I made so many excuses because my dad wasn't there. And I know I was searching for something. And then I ended up coming to the Circle of Brotherhood, being invited by one of the brothers, Anthony Durden. When he brought me in, you know, I realized that there are black men that really care about you, that really want to see a change, that really want to make some differences out here and want to change other people in the community. And that's what made me change and made me want to do something different in the community, to put back into the community. Now I'm a productive citizen in the community, and I'm giving back to the community, from a community that I took from for so many years, from stealing cars, from robbing people, from selling drugs, you know, and now I'm a productive citizen. I have my own business. Matter of fact, I have 2 businesses now, and be a productive citizen and give back. So now I'm able to give jobs back to those whom I used to take from, and also share with them my experience. I've been there and I've done that. I got the t-shirt to wear it. And there are many of us that are in the brotherhood that has been to prison, and some of us haven't, like we said, from the suites to the streets and from the streets to the suites. We've all been to those problems. We all had those situations. 10 years from now, I'll be 59. I remember back in the days when we used to wear bottoms, bell bottoms, and afros. Now that's coming back. You remember those days when it was real peaceful? We used to throw the peace sign and things of that nature. So in 10 years, I'm very optimistic. It's
coming back.
What we used to do when we used to go to hand-to-hand combat.
You meet people in the community saying stuff like, brotherhood, brotherhood, who do we serve? Our community.
I'm optimistic that it'll go back to the ways where it was peace, where it was love, where it was community involved, where we didn't have to have guns to solve no problem.
One brother,
one hood.
It's pretty much all a plot, I think, because you go to prison, you get rehabilitated, but then you get out and you ain't got no rights. You can't vote, you can't own a strap. Like, it's messed up, so they put you in a messed up situation.
At a young age, you ain't got no mentor, no father, somebody who got you on the right track, like play football or go to school or doing this. If you don't got that person behind you, dog, and you out here in the streets, you gonna been done killed the nigga, got killed, shot at a nigga, or did something, either or. There's no way around it.
The parents got a lot to do with it, because when your parents ain't in your life, that's what happened to me. When your parents ain't in your life, you're gonna find brotherhood on the streets.
You in the streets, that's just what's gonna happen, you feel me? So it's a lot of fathers not in their jits life and shit. And then so far as dudes, they out here, you feel me? The females out here doing whatever, and that's what it is.
I see Miami getting worse in the next 5 years because it had calmed down a little bit, but I guess it's because people go to prison and they start locking everybody up, but these kids, you know, they keep growing, and they trying to mimic all the gangsters that they saw in the past, and I see it growing. I see it getting back real bad again.
The parents are actually playing the role of friends of the kids with the guns. They probably helping them get it, but it's not because they helping them wild out, it's because they want their child to make it home safe at night. You gotta respect that. If your mom knew that this city was dangerous and she know you was going in the city every night, she gonna make sure you got that fight so you can make it home. She wanna make sure you make it home. She can't stop you from going out there. She go out, you gonna go in the city because that's where you wanna be at. She just wanna make sure you all right. So for the parents it's hard, bro. It's hard. Understand that it's hard.
For me, my only boy, I wasn't gonna allow it. I was gonna be that parent. I was that parent. I wanna be that parent that, no, you're not gonna do this. If I had to fight every gang member in that gang, then that's what it was gonna be. Did you? Yes, I was. Yes, I'm confrontational. I'm gonna confront you. They call me a firecracker. They say, they even make a joke, my mom bipolar. I'm like, no, I'm not bipolar. It's just that I'm willing to go to bat for my kids and do whatever I have to do to keep y'all on path and to keep y'all to stay focused. And this is what I have to do, then so be it.
Just the situation that I was in, so many people don't make it out that situation. But when I was 12 years old, if you would have told me I'll be what I am today, I probably would have laughed in your face. I didn't see this future coming or where I'm at right now coming when I was 12. I didn't see me making it to this age. Man, the probability of me making it to where I am today, very slim. Very slim.
So, Opa-Locka is where I'm from. I should hate Opa-Locka. You know, my father was killed in Opa-Locka. Opa-Locka has not been so great to me, but for some reason, it was just like a hold on me.
It's like I know I had family back there, but I didn't have to come so frequently. Or when I did come, just try to be in and out. That, you know, don't become a victim of my environment or a product of my environment.
So, I played football in high school. I had several options. When I broke down my options, it was either stay here and go to Florida International University. I felt if I would have stayed in Miami, I wouldn't be here today in front of you, in front of this camera.
I'm here with Anthon Samuels of D.
My senior at Pace High School.
Now, I hear that you're the #1 running back in Dade County, leading in rushing.
Yeah, for private school, yes.
If I continue to go back there, that I could potentially put myself in a situation that would just mess up the whole future I had going.
As a child, our Worlds Ahead graduate, Anthon Samuel, suffered a terrible tragedy, but he's channeled his grief into a desire to make a difference. He's receiving a bachelor's in health services administration. Anthon, would you please stand and be recognized? And we also want to recognize his loved ones, his mom, his grandmother, his son, his aunts, his uncle, and girlfriend who are here cheering him on. Family members, supporters, would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you, family members. Just 4 days before his 8th birthday, while looking out the window of his home Anthon saw his beloved father shot and killed. This tragedy is what compels Anthon to this very day to reach out to others in the community so they can avoid the same fate. He speaks regularly to elementary students about rising above adversity through education. He's one of 7 children raised by his mother and grandmother. He decided he would make his family proud through his love for education and football. And a stellar student athlete, having earned an athletic scholarship and maintained a high GPA. He achieved all this despite a demanding schedule and almost seeing his collegiate football career cut short due to concussions. He's a 2-time Conference USA Commissioner's Honor Roll honoree. That's recognition for having a GPA of 3.0 or better. Congratulations, Anthon. And as a young father himself, Anthon says he draws his inspiration from his 4-year-old son, his grace and his wisdom from his mother and his grandmother, and the strength from the lasting memories of his father. Anthon, thank you for choosing to excel off the field, just as you has excelled on the field. You are an inspiration. Keep on keeping on. Congratulations.
I felt like the happiest man alive, man. You know, a part of me and my brother that ain't shady went to school, graduated high school, went to college, got a college degree, never been to jail, ain't got a his record is impeccable. The boy is pious, you know what I'm saying? And to see him achieve such satisfaction in life, I mean, achievement, man, that's the ultimate goal for a parent, let alone an uncle or a relative, for a loved one, you know? So I can never stop enjoying his success for him.
I want you to know that the only thing that's stopping you is you. You're the only person that's in your way, because you can make it. I had every excuse to not be where I'm at today. I could have said my father was killed. That took an impact on me. I'm gonna turn to the streets. I could have said I'm standing in a low poverty area. This is my environment. I'm not gonna do anything. I could have said so many things. I could have said that, you know, my friend's taking this route, I'm gonna do the same thing. But instead, I got out of my way. And I didn't let doubt creep into my mind. I know I was better than my circumstances. I was better than my situation. And to the youth out there, I want you to know that you're better than your circumstances. You're better than your situation. You just have to believe in yourself, get out your way, and do whatever you gotta do to get to that path that you want to get to.
Breaking news in Northwest Miami-Dade, and right now police are on the scene where 2 people are shot.
This is the same area where a 6-year-old ended up getting killed in the crossfire of a shootout. Let's get right out to CBS 4's Oralia Ortega. Oralia?
Rick Rudabay, according to Miami-Dade police, there were a number of people standing outside of this apartment complex when bullets began flying, but they say it looks like the 2 people who were struck are going to make it. The shooting happening at the Blue Lake Village apartment complex off Northwest 12th Avenue and 103rd Lane, the same apartment complex where 6-year-old King Carter was shot and killed in February. Carter's father ducking for cover, he said, after he heard about 20 shots.
It was a lot of kids out here. Like the same, my son died on a Saturday at 2:30. You telling me a kid can't play on a Saturday at 2:30?
Miami-Dade police investigators say the whole thing began with a woman acting erratically. Soon after, a man whose relationship to the woman is unknown arrived and began shooting. Investigators are now looking for that woman and the man who they say fled on foot, leaving people in this neighborhood shaken once again.
Little King Carter has been hit with yet another tragedy.
Another member of the family was shot and killed, police say, in the city of Miami. Local 10 News reporter Amy Viteri joins us live with details on this.
Well, Janine, family members tell us somebody shot and killed 24-year-old Ralph Carr here as he was leaving this apartment complex on Friday. Of course, this is not the first loss this family has gone through, and they say they are so frustrated with the struggle for information about who's responsible.
I'm like, no, this cannot be happening again to our family, because this is the 5th family member, the 4th nephew that I lost, and 1 cousin.
Tawana Aiken says the phone call early last Friday morning that someone shot and killed her nephew Ralph Carr felt like a recurring nightmare. It was just February of last year when she rushed to Ryder Trauma Center because another nephew, King Carter, just 6 years old, had been shot.
I saw the helicopter airlifting him to the hospital, and I ran every light to get there. But when we got there a few minutes later, they came out and said he was gone. And as he was getting into his vehicle, he was shot up by 2 black males.
She says Carr was leaving an apartment complex on Northwest 70th Street near 8th Avenue.